Hi guys, welcome to this Microsoft Excel session, which is going to have a look at Pareto analysis and how to create a Pareto chart in Excel. So on the screen, you can see I've got the finished article. So here's the Pareto graph. Basically, you've got an 80% line there, and anything below the 80% is where you should make maximum effort. So how does it work? So this example is a list of complaints. You've got different complaints coming in from customers, and what you've done and what you have to do is you have to categorize those complaints. So I've categorized these complaints into call center complaints, staff complaints general, engineer complaints, and timing. So there's 4 categories there, and then I've created this little table here with those headings, and I've used the CountIF function, which I'll go through in a minute, to count how many occurrences of each of these there are in this list. I've then done a percentage, so you can see what the percentage is of each of those of the total, and then I've done a cumulative percentage, so that's just equaling that, and then adding those 2 up together, and then adding those 3 up together, and so on until you get to the 100% point, and that's what the Pareto line would do. So I'm going to delete all this off and recreate it for you. So let's get rid of that. I'll get rid of this as well, these dotted lines. So it's a very common, Pareto is the 80-20 rule, if you don't know that. I'll leave the title there because I can just use that later on. So I'll delete that off. Okay, so you've basically categorized everything. That's up to you how you do that. But you're trying to rationalize this data, so you don't want to have too many categories, otherwise it becomes counterproductive. So I've just got 4 categories. And then I've highlighted that column and I've called it type. So I've named it type, so I don't have to worry about $signs when I do my CountIF functions. And then what I did was I need those categories over here. So I'm just using my control key to drag and copy these across. Just move them and hold your control key down, it does the copy for you. So you want one of each category to come across, like so, and then timings, like so. So we now need to do the CountIF functions. So the CountIF function is going to be equals CountIF, and we're going to count the range called type, T-Y-P-E, and the first one is going to be looking for call centers, and that's all we have to do for CountIF. Close that bracket. There's 48 of those. Pull that down, and it gives you the counts. You can widen that column if you want. It's not having it. Do it manually then. Now these need to be sorted in numerical order, so I'm just going to do a Z to A sort on that. So they're now in numerical order, and at the bottom I need to do a total column and add these up. So key command for AutoSum is Alt equals. When it's just a list like that, then I can just press enter on that and it will add them up for me. Now all these are sitting all over the place in terms of alignment, so I'll just put them all like so. Now we need to be, so that's the number. We need the percentage, so just a normal straightforward percentage. So it's going to be equals that divided by that. Tick that formula, make it into a percent, 55, and we need to $sign this so we can pull that down. So I'll just do F4 on that to lock that one, and I can double click that down and it gives me the percentages. Now cumulative, forgive me if I spelled that wrong, I can never spell that. I think I spelled it wrong, but it doesn't matter. I'm sure you can forgive me for that. What we need to do now is we need to do this. We need to add all the percentages up together. So equals sum, that one, colon, that one again, but this time you are locking the first one. So I'm F4 on that to lock that one. So when I pull that down, it will add the 55% and the 22%. I do those 2 together and then it'll add them together, which gives you the cumulative total, like so. And again, I've got alignment issues with these 2, so I'll just do the same alignment. because it's slightly irritating. So is that. And that's okay. Now you're ready to do your graph. So we are highlighting this information and that. We want the numbers, but we don't want this percentage, we want the cumulative percentage. So you need to hold your control key down and select that, and then insert. It's a combo chart that we want, and it is this one with a secondary axis, line on a secondary axis. And we can just move that one over there. The title, click on the title, onto the formula bar, equals, and then click the title on the sheet. That way, if the title ever changes, you don't have to keep doing it on your graph. And there's your Pareto graph. Now, the 80% line is there, so all I did for that is I just drew through shapes a dotted line. Well, I drew a line first. So there's your 80% line. That's about where it is there. So just come across, draw a line, just making that 80%, and then one coming down. You don't have to do a line, it's totally up to you. And then just coming down, straight down to the bottom there. And then I'll just put a label on there, a little text box saying 80%. And the Pareto works on that principle, 80-20 principle. Just center that one. I'll colour it in a little bit. And then the dotted lines, I just need to move that one up a little bit with the arrow keys. You're formatting the shape to get the dotted lines, shape outline, whichever one you want. And then same thing for that one. And that's it. So that's how that works. So in this particular example, staff training and call center training are the two areas that you need to focus on. If you've got more and more categories, because sometimes with this sort of list, if you don't do some sort of analysis on it, you can just plod down this list and never really get to the bottom of what the problem is, and therefore never solving the problem. So by creating a little Pareto analysis table, you can focus your energies on staff training in this case, I would say, because that'll cover call center training as well. So general staff training, call center training, and these you can pick up as you go. But the Pareto rule would say that if you fix this, this will sort out most of your issues. But that's all I want to cover today. So hopefully you enjoyed that, and I thank you for your time.